Hello and welcome back to another Premier League Prediction show. We're now up to game week 7 before jumping into another international break, Nathan. We'll just get straight into it this evening by predicting the scores for game week 7.
Okay, so first up we have the midday kickoff, Palace against Liverpool TNT. Liverpool obviously in European action this week, aren't they? So Palace get that little against Bologna, indeed. Palace getting that little bit of an extra break, minds they haven't actually won this season. Grinding out results, looking good in the odd game, but when you lose to Everton, I do have my concerns. Liverpool looking really good under on a slot at the moment. They do have their problems, but they're going to get ironed out, so 2-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm going exactly the same as you, Nathan. I think they're going to come away with a 2-0 away victory, even though they're playing on Wednesday evening and they are the first of the fixtures, 12:30 on Saturday afternoon. I think the depth of their squad, especially going forward, shouldn't have too many problems with this Palace side. I know they're not firing on all cylinders, but Palace haven't won an actual match this season in the league, so I've gone for a 2-0 victory. First of the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday sees third place Arsenal taking on Southampton. Arsenal with that great 2-0 victory over Paris Saint-Germain on Tuesday evening in the Champions League. And Southampton second from bottom. It's only Wolves who are below them in the league. Southampton just the one draw this season. 3 goals scored and 12 goals conceded in those 6 matches that they've played. Is Russell Martin looking down the barrel of a gun? Is his job in jeopardy? We'll see in the coming weeks. But in this one, Arsenal shouldn't have too much trouble. They need to get another win, Arsenal, before the international break. Winning 4 of their 6 matches. And with Manchester City drawing last weekend, they want to really keep up this winning streak. So I think they will. I think they're going to smash the Saints 4-0.
Interesting. I was thinking about 4-0, but I'm going to keep it to 3-0 for the time being. They will look so comfortable against PSG last night as well. In Southampton, everyone knows my opinions on them. They've got to mix it up, but Mr. Stubborn won't with his hipster 70 million % possession style of play. So yeah, 3-0 Arsenal. Next up, we've got Brentford against bottom Wolves. Wolves just look completely out of it. They need to get some momentum gathering together, don't they? Brentford looking a bit up and down. They did get that draw last time around though, didn't they? I think Brentford are just in a little bit of a better position. And considering, I know Wolves have had a really hard start. Like, Forest is their only sort of game that you can see maybe picking up points in, so it's not so bad. So I can't make a fair assumption. It'll be close, but 2-1 Brentford.
I've gone exactly the same as you again, Nathan. I've gone for a 2-1 victory to Brentford, especially at home. Wolves, okay, it was just a 2-1 loss against Liverpool, scoring in that game, but Liverpool really should have had a hatful against Wolverhampton Wanderers last weekend. So I think it'll be tight. And Bueno seems to be scoring for fun at the moment, probably giving the kiss of death there, but a 2-1 victory for the Bees for me. Next up, we've got Leicester coming up against Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth smashing 3 past Southampton. I think it was on Monday evening, wasn't it? They looked so good going forward. In that first half, I think that's when they scored all their goals and Southampton got one. I think it was in the second half, wasn't it, for the Saints. Leicester City, currently in 17th position, but they haven't disgraced themselves in the league this season. It was Arsenal. They took Arsenal all the way on the weekend, and it was only 2 late goals by the Gunners, which actually earned them all 3 points. And prior to that, Leicester have been grinding out the draws. They just haven't got that killer instinct at the moment. They are at home. I think there'll be goals in this one. I think it's going to end up in Desmond's, I believe. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this fixture. Because Bournemouth find themselves in 11th position, but they've only won 2 of their 6 matches.
They have, but with the way that they've been playing, I mean, at the end of the day, results is the main thing, but Bournemouth are looking actually quite good. And Leicester, Semenyo looks fantastic. Leicester, I do have my concerns in some areas, so for that reason, I'm just going to edge it to Bournemouth away 2-1. Next up, we got Man City up against Fulham. Now, Fulham, absolutely phenomenal starts of the season, haven't they? Won last time around as well.
You had to scroll up on the page then, didn't you?
I know, to find them all the way at the top in 6th, destroying Newcastle, who were always terrible in London, and beating a very good Forest side as well. I think getting their first loss of the season as well, so they're really looking good, aren't they? And then Man City, they're just Man City, but have drawn their last 2 matches as well. It was a good game against Arsenal the other day, wasn't it? They're in Champions League action as well. So Fulham's going to get a little bit of a rest. Last season, Man City just absolutely destroyed them, but I think it is going to be tight with Fulham's momentum. So let's go 2-1 to the Citizens.
2-1 to the Citizens. Well, Fulham only scored 2 goals away from home in their 3 matches that they've played, winning that last one against Forest 1-0. You've got to fancy Man City at home, though. An excellent 4-0 victory in midweek action in the European Champions League, where they won 4-0 against Bratislava. Was it Slavian? Bratislava. If you can get that out of my mouth in this way. Okay, Fulham been doing great. 5 matches now without a loss, but I think they'll come a bit of a cropper against Man City, who I can see winning this one 3-0. Next up, which is the last of the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday, we've got West Ham coming up against Ipswich, another team who haven't disgraced themselves, drawing their last 4 matches. Ipswich, and it was a 2-2 draw against Aston Villa. I think they came from behind in that fixture to get a very, very good draw against Villa. In this one, I think West Ham, they've been so disappointing. They've only picked up 1 win themselves this season so far, but I do fancy them just to take all 3 points at home. Not in European action this season. They'll have had the week to analyse this Ipswich side, full of pace going forward, but I think West Ham will just have a little bit too much quality for the Tractor Boys in this one, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win.
Interesting. I'm actually going to go for another draw for Ipswich, just because I really like the way they've been playing. I've got my concerns about West Ham as well. Just a little bit too inconsistent. You can see they're in a transition under Lopetegui as well, can't you? So, yeah, let's go 1-1 for the time being. Moving on to the 5:30 on Sky, Everton against Newcastle. Everton moving out of the relegation zone. They have won a game. They have won a game. It's a miracle. Beating Crystal Palace. Only just, though, mind. Still got my concerns about Everton at the end of the day. Newcastle, as well, got a good victory in the Cup this week against AFC Wimbledon. Drew and took points on Man City, which is always absolutely spectacular. I think that trend of form is going to continue for Newcastle, and they're bouncing, in particular, from that Fulham loss a few weeks ago. So, yeah, 4-0.
4-0. Well, Everton haven't been playing that badly. They are at home. Newcastle, an excellent draw at home against Manchester City last weekend. It's Goodison crowd behind the Toffees. You know what? I fancy Everton to get a point in this fixture. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Next up, we've got the first of the Sunday fixtures, where Aston Villa, who are in action on Wednesday evening, entertain Manchester United, who have been absolutely woeful this season, currently in 13th position, getting smashed 3-0 at home by Tottenham, although they did have Bruno Fernandes sent off in that fixture last weekend, although I think that's been rescinded, that red card now, so Fernandes should be available for this match in Birmingham against the Villains. So Villa in action midweek as well in Champions League. You know what, I fancy Villa. They're looking good, exciting going forward. Morgan Rogers is looking excellent
brilliant
at the moment, really playing well. So I'm going to go for a close win, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Aston Villa.
Yeah, I've gone for a Villa win as well. Pretty much written on paper with how well they've been playing in the Champions League, in the Premier League, across the board. And at the end of the day, it could even be more comfortable for Villa anyway. I'm really not impressed with this Man United side. And you're moving on, Chelsea up against Nottingham Forest. Cole Palmer, ridiculous, scoring 4 goals in the first half. That's got to be some record, isn't it?
It is a record, yeah.
Nottingham Forest losing their first game of the season last time around, so really need to look to bounce back, and I think that they will a little bit, but I just think with the way that Chelsea are playing at the moment, 3 wins on the bounce, and Cole Palmer just scoring 4 goals last time, scoring loads of goals. Chelsea, what is it? 7 in their last 2 matches, fantastic. Let's go 2-1 to Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea probably surprising quite a lot of people. The size of their squad, how they're going to fit the pieces of that jigsaw together. It looks like they have, because Cole Palmer has been rested for all these Champions League matches, not actually in the group stage squad, is he? So that'll do their Premier League ambitions a whole lot of good. Nottingham Forest slipping up last weekend.
Yep.
The first time this season at home against Fulham. You've got to fancy Chelsea in this one. Nicholas Jackson finding his goal-scoring boots now. Sancho coming into the side in the squad as well, looking really, really good. So I think there'll be goals again in this one. I'm going to go for a Chelsea 3-1 victory. And the final fixture of this game week, before international break, as we said, is Brighton against Spurs, Saturday afternoon, down on the south coast. Spurs looking really good. Brennan Johnson in fine form. I think it's 4 goals now in his last 4 fixtures, so he's enjoying himself there. Brighton up and down, a little bit inconsistent. Lost last time out, and prior to that was 3 draws as well. So I think this one will be tight. You could see Brighton win this one, but Spurs currently in 8th position, back-to-back wins, full of confidence, going forward. I think Son could be. There's a possibility of him being injured for this match, but I think Spurs will come away narrowly with a 2-1 away win.
Interesting. I'm actually going to go Desmond here. I think there's going to be a lot of goals. It's going to be very tight. Spurs inconsistent, Brighton inconsistent. It's going to be entertaining.
Fantastic, Nathan. Thank you for those. Last week, though, top scorer for game week 6 with 11.5 points. In fact, there was 2. Was Di Boa and Jamie Kirkley, both coming away with 11.5 points and 2 perfect scores. How that affects the overall leaderboard in our Superbru league table, well, Jamie Kirkley is on 81.5 points, and in second place is old stalwart Maka 03. If you want to play along at home, haven't already joined our Superbru Prediction League, then all the details are in the description. This weekend, Nathan, we're going to Wurzel Land, see a lot of carrot punches in there for a Cardiff City away fixture against Bristol City. Will you be vlogging this weekend?
Social channel, this link in the description below.
Excellent, and there should be a vlog of Cardiff City's first victory of the season
At last, it's only taken till October.
That's right. Thanks for joining us once again, everybody. Remember to leave your predictions either in the description or over at the Superbru website, and we'll see you all again real soon. Even though it's international break coming, I'm sure we'll bring out some videos in the next week or so.
I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing, you've got nothing, I'll keep hustling.